Hi everyone. Today we are going to discuss social media, specifically the article titled To Post or Not to Post: Employee Rights and Social Media by Willow S. Jacobson and Shannon Howell Tufts. Government should create effective and meaningful policies to monitor social media for their employees. Employees have previously been fired based on their personal social media posts. There is an argument that this should be against First Amendment rights. Policies may be or have restrictions, but they are intended to be a source of clarity on what is permitted. Social media can be a tool to better engage citizens. Electronic tools can be useful in the workplace by expediting the hiring process. Facebook continues to be the most popular social media platform, with more than half of people over 12 years old holding a profile. Employees do have legal rights to use social media. The Center for Technology and Government outlined guidelines for employees using social media in 2010. Employee rights include First and Fourth Amendment rights. The Bill of Rights must be respected in the workplace. Public employees generally should not be involved in politics, but in their First Amendment rights, they have an opportunity to voice their opinion, making the balance tricky. First Amendment protection applies to speech at work and away from work. Sometimes a government may have intentions to keep information safe, and the employee would waive their First Amendment rights in that situation. Banning social media use altogether would violate First Amendment rights. Historically, social media complaints about a boss, when that boss is a public figure, would not be protected under the First Amendment. The case City of Ontario versus Kwan established that employees often waive a right to privacy, which prevents them from having private conversations over social media or email. Even when off duty, actions can be investigated by the employer. Sometimes social media might expose misuse of public money, such as taking government vehicles for joyrides or using government-owned telephones to make expensive calls. Policies need to clearly state what actions are not acceptable and what the consequences would be. This study analyzes the question, how are employee rights treated by social media policies within state governments? Policies often mention disclaimers, discipline, and acceptable use. The study coded all typical mentions. The main areas focused on in these studies include employee conduct, constitutional rights, and employee rights. Employees may receive consequences for their actions while on duty. It is very important to protect key government information and not post confidential items. Most common guidelines on employee activity include limitations of political activity on social media. It is a good idea to follow the recommendations of the U.S. Office of Special Counsel for Guidelines. Companies may advise, but not require, employees to strive for a higher standard of conduct than outlined in the policies, such as stating an expectation of professionalism or ethical behavior. Many employees desire to do right in their position of public policy. Most local or specific agency policies adhere to state policies. Many policies link to already existing policies from other agencies, making it challenging for employees to fully understand their expectations and rights. Off-duty policies are more likely to infringe upon rights. If employees want to voice opinions online off-duty, they should consider not referring to themselves as public employees. Another common guideline is that personal social medias should simply not be used for professional purposes. The most common off-duty requirement is to include a disclaimer that you are not speaking on behalf of the government. Employees may not speak on behalf of the state unless specifically invited by the governor. Many states do not allow violent, offensive, discriminatory, or threatening social media posts. 30% of policies require private rather than public social media accounts. Personal use of social media at work is not often mentioned in policies. There are no opportunities for privacy when employee conduct concerns the agency they work for or their clients. No privacy would be allowed if social media posts expose the employee breaking the law. Thank you.